Hey YouTube, Z38 here, and this is going to be my first educational video. So, we're going to be talking about the level 2 power spike, and that way in my other educational videos that I'll make, I can just link this so I don't have to go over it every single time. And if you have any ideas, comments, suggestions, definitely leave it in the comment section, or just add me on League and we can talk further. So the format of this video, we're going to go over some old gameplay clips, look at some concepts, and then I'm going to go into practice mode and show you how to execute those moves. Alright, so some important concepts we're going to go over first. Number one is wave management. So you want the wave to be in the middle. So how to get level 2 is killing the first wave completely and then killing the 3 melee in the second wave. So you want the wave to kind of be in the middle, and in order to do this, if your ADC is not helping you push the wave, as a support you should probably auto 3, 4, maybe 5 times on some random minions just to get them at low health, so that way you ensure you hit level 2 first. But it's important to make sure you don't push the wave like too far over, because then it's kind of next to their turret range, and if you get pushed in, then you're going to lose the level 2. So you want to make sure you're trying to push and keep it in the middle. The next big concept is some positioning. So usually when you're like level 1-ish, you're going to be, behind the center line of the wave, but as in this clip you see we're hitting level 2 first anyway, because we push the wave a little bit. They still have this full health one to kill, and like that has 2 health maybe, and we only have to kill this to hit level 2 because this is the second wave. So as you see, right when we hit level 2, I'm right over the center line, and you want to be right over the center line, like one step over, and the enemy's safe zone, I like to call it, is probably around here. So because the wave is in the middle, in order to hit minions and try to get level 2, they have to not be in their safe zone. Like, I'm kind of making them decide whether they want to give up a couple CS or if they actually want to try to get it. But if they want to try to get it, it doesn't matter, because this is like the playmaking zone. So if they try to go for it, then we can make a play on them and blow some summoners or something, which is what I do here. So, and then we get the kill, I land a good hook. So, again, you're going to want to manage the wave, auto it a few times, try to make sure it stays around the middle, and keep an eye on this, especially the second wave, keep an eye on the melee minion health, because the faster you kill your melee minions, the faster you get level 2, and if they kill or if they kill yours, then they get level 2, etc. Then another important concept, obviously positioning. Right when you hit level 2, you're going to be right over the center line, and look for the enemy that isn't in the safe zone. So we're going to kind of move on to a clip and try to clear this up a little more. So as we can see, I did a pretty good job here. The wave is kind of in the middle. Maybe it's a little bit pushed up. That's okay, as long as it's not like over here, as long as it's around the center. You see we're going to be hitting level 2 first because they have like 3 to kill, and we only have to kill this 1. So see how I start kind of moving right towards the center line, because I'm keeping an eye on this minion health, and I know as soon as it dies I'm going to hit level 2, and even until my level up animation finishes, I'm actually 1 step over that center line. And then if you notice, he was trying to go for that CS over there and try to get level 2, but he realized, he can't do that, but he really overstayed his welcome. So I'm starting to push in, go aggressive, and they're in that playmaking zone now. So they are not in their safe zone around their turret range, and I'm in the aggressive zone because I'm over the center line. So I'm able to go in and just go for the kill. Oops, sorry. Go in, I make a nice hook, and we can get the kill. Now, in those other videos, the 2 that we saw me trying to go for a hook because they're in the playmaking zone, but you don't always have to do that. So in this scenario, where again the wave is like in the middle, you can see you kind of just have to manage it. It takes a little practice, like auto the minions a few times, etc. Get it in the middle. Make sure you keep an eye on those caster or those melee minions. And then see, as soon as that minion is about to die, I hit level 2, bam, 1 step over the center line. Now in this scenario, the Vigar is a little bit out of position, but he's very close to me. So instead of trying to go for some hook, I can just walk up and flay. And make sure you early ignite. And again, you can tell he's not in the safe zone here. Not in the safe zone. But now, I land a nice flash prediction hook. But let's say he flashed and I missed my hook. A lot of people, what they do is they try to flash after, and they always go for like that first blood kill. They're super greedy. They try to overextend. But in reality, you don't need to overextend and make some crazy play and do some LCS turret dive at and aggro the tower or juggle the aggro of the tower. But in this scenario, we already did a level 2 all-in. So as you can see, we didn't kill the Vayne. She's like 10 health though. So that kind of sets us up for a really good lane phase for the next 3 or 4 minutes, because Vayne either has to choose to recall and give up a lot of farm, or she has to try to overstay maybe and, you know, CS, and we really put a lot of pressure on her. And you can see Janna's really low health too, and they both have no summoners because of that level 2 all-in. So this is just kind of a clip, like Janna makes a mistake, she kind of overextends here, I land a good hook. But this example is mainly for showing you that you don't have to try to overextend to kill them at level 1. Like, it's okay, you just need to blow summoners. That's really the goal of it. You just want to get more lane pressure, because if Vayne doesn't have her flash up, she cannot stand further out into the lane. And then that makes it easy for a jungler to gank. Or if she steps out of position, you can punish her easily. So now in this last clip, I'm going to kind of bring it all together for this level 2. So wave management, again, number 1, wave management. It's a little bit pushed up. That's you know, it's not perfect. But keeping an eye on the level 2, that cat, right as that melee minion dies, I'm 1 step ahead of the center line. I'm looking at my enemies. They are not in the safe zone. However, there's some minions in the way, and there's a little bit of a gap to close. So I'm not going to want to throw a hook, because I'm not going to do some flash hook crazy play, because you don't need to. You can just flash fillet. They're in range. So that's what I'm going to do. Flash fillet. Throw my ignite down. And then we burn like an Ezreal, flash, heal, and we get the kill because I made a nice hook. But even if I didn't hit that hook, like, you can go for it, but if you don't hit it, you don't need to dive them. It's okay. So that's kind of that for the level 2 all-in. But now we can also apply these concepts to level 3. So level 3 on Thresh is also really strong because you get your lantern. So in this scenario, as you can see, we already did a level 2 all-in, so they have no summoners. Again, if you look at the scenario, it's very typical. You know, even waves. Wave is managed, so it's perfectly in the middle. We're very close to hitting level 3, and then as soon as this melee minion dies, hit level 3, bam, right on that center line. We see that they are out of position, and they have no summoners, and my flash is up. With, like, all of my abilities are up. Soraka has no escapes here. Kaisa might have leveled her E so she could try to run away, so I'm going to go for Soraka here. I lantern, flash into Soraka, and we can get the kill easily because of the level 2 all-in that we already did. They have nothing, and then we use those same concepts for the level 3. So wave in the middle, you know, etc. Make sure you're looking. Make sure you're 1 step over that center line as soon as you level up when that minion dies. Look at the enemy positioning, see if they're in their safe zone or not, and then bam, go in and punish them. And don't make some crazy play. Like here, I was able to juggle. Like, this was a really risky play on my part, but since I had a Draven, I really felt confident that it would be worth it if I die anyway. But as you can see, I kind of lived those little bit of luck. But in the end, like, you don't need to make that kind of play. It's just, I only made it because there's a Draven, and getting Draven ahead early is really good. But just remember, main 4 things: wave management, stepping over that center line at level 2 when that wave dies, and then looking at the enemy's position is number 3, and then number 4 is don't overextend. Just get as much as you can and try to get out alive. So now we're going to go into practice mode, and I'll show you how to execute. Hey guys, we're in practice mode now, so I'm going to go over a couple quick things, although they might be a little bit of common sense. I just want to be really thorough. So we're not going to use minions here, but let's just pretend that I'm going to be hitting, like as we talked about, the center line. I'm going to be hitting level 2 here. So I hit level 2, And let's just look at this. So this is your ally ADC. We'll just say this is an enemy and this is an enemy. This enemy is pretty close to the safe zone, so as we can see, we're not going to be wanting to engage onto that one. We're going to look for this one because they're more out of position. So one of the most common things you can do, obviously, just walk up, and then they'll probably be like running over here, flay, and then you kind of have a couple options. You can flay right into hook. You can flay then hook, so that way they can't really move. Or you can decide to flay them and then wait out their gap closers. So flay them, maybe they'll flash right away, then you can like hook after they flash or something like that. Or if you want to be fancy, you can just hook, try to like flash predict or something like that. So that's one option. The next option is if the enemy is like over here and there's minions. So let's say there's some minions in the way. You can't really, they're a little bit too far, like you can't really run them down all the way because they're going to be able to stay out of range. So what you do in this scenario is you're going to flash flay, and then same mechanic with the hook. You can either like flash flay hook right away, or you can just like flash flay and then wait out, see if they use flash, see if they try to dodge or whatever, then throw your hook. And obviously like the last type of play possible is if they're really close to their safe zone, they're a little bit out of your flash flay, right? That's like they're too far. So you can kind of run them down and then try to just hook them at kind of along the safe zone, or try to hook them out of the safe zone, because then they'll get pulled. Like, you know, there's like the two tugs on the hook, so they get pulled a little closer. Then you can flay, ignite, all that good stuff. And that's really it. So the main three are, if they're kind of close, walk up and flay. Then hook is up to you if you want to use it right away to guarantee hit, or if you want to wait till after their flash, or you can flash predict. If they're a little bit further back behind minions, you have to flash flay, and obviously flash like towards you, like flash flay. And then same with the hook, you can wait it out, predict it, or just hit it immediately. If they're very far, but they're kind of in the like they're still in the playmaking zone, but they're not all the way back, you can just run up and, you know, get a nice hook. So again, as we talked about the level 3, it's basically the same, except we're just going to be using a throwing lantern first. So if they're like close by, you just like lantern, flay. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then if they're like over here, flash, flay, lantern. Or if they're really far back, then you like run them down, throw your lantern, and hook. So again, it's kind of common sense, but I just want to be thorough. So again, just get in your head, if they're close, just flay, hook. If they're a little bit far, flash flay, and if they're all the way far, just run down and hook. So that's going to be it for this video. If you have any comments, suggestions, again, leave it in the comment section or add me on League, and definitely leave a like and subscribe. I'll be making more of these soon. Thanks.